I'm going to give you a secret weapon which will allow you to beat any competitor out there with Google Ads for your e-commerce brand. And this is because I've been recently talking to so many e-commerce founders who constantly think that their e-commerce brand, because it's not as big as Amazon or Walmart or Nike or eBay or Target, that they are not going to be able to compete properly with these brands, and as a result, not win more sales with Google Ads. Because the reality is, and I know this from personal experience, you can beat them and literally any other competitor you may have, and this too without a bigger budget or bidding higher. And after having scaled now over 500 brands, getting some results like these ones right here on my screen, scaling to $1 million at a 11x ROI, or $400,000 at the 10x ROI, or a 1.7 million at a 7x ROI, I have come to find out the approach that these brands take, which actually end up beating their big competitors time and time again. It's a secret weapon, as I like to call it, and this secret weapon involves smarter targeting along with proper algorithm positioning, and finally ending it with creative leverage. I'm going to explain every single point of this very shortly. But essentially, why big brands lose with Google Ads, why they're not able to win more auctions, or why they're not able to compete properly, is because they rely on brute force strategies. Last time you didn't get the results that you wanted, what did you try to do? You probably, if you're like most e-com brand owners, tried to increase your budgets. You may have tried to play around with your bids, or maybe you shut off some campaigns, launch some new ones. These are the most generic kind of approaches brand owners take, only to find out that they're really not moving the needle or taking their brand to a very next level. And what you want to instead do to actually start winning more auctions with Google Ads is to focus on agility, being more specific with your ads and your overall approach, and having the ability to outposition those big competitors you may be dealing with in auctions with proper ad relevance and proper conversions optimization. This might all sound very kind of broad level, but I'm going to break it down in a second. Now, what you want to understand on a fundamental level is Google just doesn't give ad space to the highest bidder or the brand that's the most relevant or the highest quality score. Rather, they give the budget and the relevance and the actual auction win to those brands which care about its customers. Let me tell you a little bit of a story of a brand which we were actually recently scaling with Google Ads. Before we started working with this brand under my Google Ads agency or marketing, they were also applying the same brute force strategy where their previous media buying team had a bunch of different campaigns going on. They were expanding beyond search, YouTube, demand gen, discovery, and they were just trying 5, 10, 20 different things, but nothing was truly working. And this was because it was like they were splashing around in the water when trying to swim, but not moving in any clear direction. What we had to do is we had to go into that ad account, literally break down everything from the foundation up, break it into 3 separate parts, going from creating a hyper relevance product feed to proper audience stacking, and eventually timing with proper bidding strategies and everything that they actually start to scale. So working from the ground up, the big secret that you want to understand starts with product feed optimizations, exact searches, and intent-based alignment. If you're already a brand that's scaling with Google Ads, you should have a lot of data coming through within the insights section that you can find on the left-hand side right here of your Google Ads account. And if you just scroll all the way to the keyword section, figure out which keywords are making you money, which keywords are not making you money, it's very clear to understand how your product feed should be optimized based on that. Then it's a matter of just making things better in the back end, titles, descriptions, etc. Then you want to move towards audience stacking, making it easy for the algorithm to go after the right audience you have. Now, one of the things that helps here is to actually have and upload a customer list of about 1,000 customers or more if you already have that. If you don't have that, then just an audience list from your email list, your marketing list, that also works as well. But uploading it to the back end of your Google Ads account and then layering in campaigns, cold traffic campaigns, along with a little branded search is what allows the algorithm to then go after the right audience in terms of the overall strategy. And then when you combine it with proper bidding strategies, that's when you start to really win high value clicks without overpaying, because ultimately you want to be utilizing a lot of smart bidding and automated targeting and automated bidding strategies to allow the algorithm to properly rank for high buying intent audiences. And if you have a foundation in place that's already going after the right kinds of keywords and everything, then this should become almost second nature for your brand. So the key to beating big brands is not, again, doing more things, rather is focusing on efficiency of what you already have going on, making that better, and then from there going on and implementing things such as search term reports, going in and refining the product titles, images, splitting campaigns, segregating out the bad products versus the good ones, implementing something I call the TPS approach, and finally adjusting everything as the results start coming in to truly scale your brand to the very next level. And if you run a brand doing $50,000 or more per month in revenue, you need some extra help scaling to the next level with the Google Ads, go onto my website at yourmarketing.com and schedule a completely free call with me, and let's see how we can potentially work together and make that happen.